Indonesia landslides, death toll rises to 21, 6 still missing.
Japan officially exits economic recession.
Nghe An Police Force commemorates 76 years of implementing the 6 teachings of Uncle Ho and receives the title of Hero of the People's Armed Forces.
Hello, so good to see you again in today's news. Heavy rainfall in recent days has caused floods and landslides in the province of West Sumatra, Indonesia, with the death toll rising from 19 to 21 people, while 6 individuals remain missing.
Severe flooding triggering landslides started ravaging from March 7th in Padang City, the capital of West Sumatra province, and 8 other areas, damaging nearly 700 houses, numerous bridges, schools, and 113 hectares of farmland, forcing over 80,000 residents to evacuate to temporary shelters. Heavy rainfall is still being recorded in this locality, hindering search efforts for the missing individuals as well as access to isolated areas. This is the second serious flooding incident in Indonesia in recent months.
The Japanese Cabinet Office has stated that the country's economy has emerged from recession thanks to growth in the quarter from October to December 2023.
According to the report, the gross domestic product, GDP, adjusted for inflation increased by 0.1% compared to the previous quarter, contrary to the forecast of a 0.1% decrease. The actual GDP growth rate for the year reached 0.4%, officially pulling Japan out of recession after 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, causing the country to lose its position as the world's 3rd largest economy. The Japanese government still assesses the economy as recovering at a moderate pace. However, domestic demand is not yet strong enough as rising commodity prices have created heavy pressure on households.
This morning in Vinh City, Nghệ An Police Force held a ceremony to mark the 76th anniversary of implementation of the 6 teachings of Uncle Ho, as well as receiving the title Hero of the People's Armed Forces. At the ceremony, General Do Lam, the Minister of Public Security, just presented the prestigious title of Hero of People's Armed Forces to the leadership of Nghệ An Police. Minister Do Lam and Secretary of Nghệ An Provincial Party Committee, Thanh acknowledged with the dedication and sacrifices of the officers and soldiers of Nghệ An Police, they have made significant contributions to the stability and the socio-economic development of the country and Nghệ An province today. They expressed the hope that Nghệ An Police would uphold the traditions of Hero of the People's Armed Forces unit, continue to unite, strive, train, and compete to achieve more remarkable achievements and glorious victories, always deserving the titles of Sharp Sword and Steel Shield, firmly protecting the fatherland, the party, and the state and the people. Upcoming are some updated news.
During the official visit to New Zealand, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh met with the leaders of several prominent New Zealand businesses. Regarding aviation, the Prime Minister noted that Vietnam previously had direct flights to New Zealand, but these were interrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. However, as economic and social recovery is underway, Vietnam has thousands of people living, studying, and working in New Zealand, and Vietnamese people have a great fondness for traveling to New Zealand. It is anticipated that the 2 sides will reach agreements to improve visa policies, and there will be an increase in travel demand and goods transportation between the 2 countries. Reopening direct flights presents significant opportunities. The Prime Minister emphasized the need for high determination, significant efforts, and specific solutions to promote development cooperation in this new phase, addressing supply chain disruptions and aiming to bring bilateral trade turnover to $2 billion soon.
From March 9th to 27th, over 30 high-level foreign experts from 2 charity organizations from the UK and the US visited and provided professional support for the charity surgery program at Hong Nok General Hospital. This is the first charity program of 2024, part of the Wings of Dreams program organized annually by the hospital in collaboration with NUOY, USA, and Facing the World, UK, offering free examinations and surgeries for patients with difficult circumstances, congenital disabilities, and deformities resulting from trauma to the head, face, neck, and limbs. It is expected that around 60 patients will be examined during this visit, and those who meet the health criteria will undergo surgery in this first phase.
Vietnam ranks 14th globally in terms of biodiversity, according to the World Biodiversity Ranking. In Southeast Asia, the top 3 countries in biodiversity are Indonesia, Myanmar, and Vietnam. According to the United Nations Development Programme assessment, Vietnam is one of the countries with the highest biodiversity in the world, boasting various ecosystems. Vietnam is home to over 100 bird species and more than 10% of plant species found exclusively in the country.
Let's move on to today's story. In the context of ongoing economic difficulties and challenges in credit growth, alongside funding for production, many banks are actively promoting the consumer's loans with various preferential packages to boost the demand for the economy and contribute to the supporting market outlets for the production and businesses.
With negative credit growth in the first 2 months of the year, the State Bank of Vietnam recently issued a directive to credit institutions to intensify consumer lending activities. At BIDV, they are implementing a consumer lending package worth 100 trillion Vietnamese dong with an interest rate of 5.5%. Particularly, the unsecured consumer loan amount for individual customers can be up to 36 times their average monthly income.
We are proactively collaborating with partners to develop consumer credit packages, simplifying procedures to ensure compliance with legal regulations while also maximizing convenience for borrowers.
In the context of domestic production beginning to recover, disbursing funds for consumer lending not only helps banks increase credit growth but also stimulates production development, contributing to economic growth. Furthermore, expanding consumer lending helps limit and push back against black credit.
We are currently promoting both unsecured and secured consumer lending to prevent people from resorting to black credit.
The efforts made by banks to inject capital through consumer lending are appropriate, as many industries and sectors are still facing difficulties in production and business activities. To support production and business, consumer lending must be promoted first and foremost. In this way, businesses can recover, and the economy will regain its momentum for development.
The last story just ended our program today. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye and see you later.